We're moving on in our agenda to the new business section. So as I mentioned, we want these regional sessions, and obviously the AGM is an opportunity for the membership to ask questions and provide direction and identify needs within their own organizations, or what they would like to see happen with the technology in the industry, or where they want the industry to go, because the council is set up to be sort of multidisciplined. I mean, we look at technology, we look at procedures, we look at contracts, we're engaged with other associations. So we want your feedback, we want your direction, we want you to identify to us where you think the council should be going. If you think that there should be additional subcommittees like we talked about earlier today, we want to know about it, and we'll try to steer the organization to head in that direction. So I'd like to invite anyone from the floor to come up to the microphone, and if you have new business, if you've got a suggestion, we'd like to get it.
I just wanted to follow up on a comment that we had earlier about observing from the education side the activities of the other committees. So
if I understand the challenges around education, and I think that one of the best ways of ensuring that the educational system generally, George Brown specifically, I'll speak for the college, is to invite us to observe the interactions that are occurring on the various committees, so that we understand the immediate challenges and the visions of the various industry sectors, so that we can integrate them into our own deliveries.
So just to get an idea, how would we do that? What might be some ideas that we would have that we could take? We've got great technology that we're using in our business day to day. We also have technology at our disposal to allow us to communicate differently. So I'd like to hear, particularly from George Brown University, how would you see that observation going? Go ahead.
Keeping in mind that I'm not the technical person.
Nope.
The role of colleges generally, which is a little different than universities, is as follows. The colleges are not allowed to launch and operate programs without the specific sanctioning of the probable employer group. So we are inextricably tied to those people who will hire the graduates from the programs we operate. In the particular case of George Brown, where we, without trying to sound too boastful, are the likely national leaders in construction education, we feel an obligation to forward BIM in all of the program areas in which we operate, including from the design to the public policy making aspects of a BIM, of the industry. And within all of the sectors of the industry, be that ICI or residential or infrastructure. So I think the role we can play is multiple. And I would suggest that as some early involvements beyond where we already participate, that first we join as at least observers all of the industry-oriented committees that you have and that might form in the future, so that we can understand where the education has to go. I'm speaking for George Brown, but other educational organizations might also be included. Secondly, as I understand the commentary, the CanBIM doesn't want to say, oh, we represent one software company or another, and I think that's probably the right thing to do. The college operates in this regard in many sectors of the industry as honest broker, where we bring, you know, arch rival competitors together into a room and find those things that are common to them that we can speak in an open forum, and no one's revealing their private businesses. So there'll be a large spectrum of that kind of conversation that we can facilitate in the various aspects of the industry. One certainly being these protocols you're talking about, where really there needs to be a seamless transition from designer to contractor to trades and to the those who are issuing and scoring RFPs. Tom, as you referenced earlier, some of these people don't even know what they're asking for. And as a agency of the province of Ontario and a government agency generally, you know, we can influence public policy. And because of, in the particular case of George Brown College, we have quite a wide range of relationships in every aspect of the construction sector. I really think that if CanBIM is the forum that is going to be the standard in this country to take this technology forward and see it implemented in the various industry sectors, that we can help you promote this, and we want to help you promote this because it's in our interest too. The more industry associations the college has, the more likely our graduates are going to get the right education and therefore get hired by the various sectors of this industry. I don't mean to make this sound like a self-promotion. This is true generally. So those are a few things where I think that the college system, the university system, George Brown in particular, can begin playing a more immediate role in the organization. The last little bit that I will comment on is that the college is in the process of making very substantial investments in the $1 million category in terms of technology, software, facilities that is specifically for the industry to use as it wants to develop these technologies and use them in their own practices. So we're making a big investment in human resources and in fixed resources so that we can help this whole thing get moving along. That's it.
I think it's key that the educators are involved with the industry directly, and hopefully the subcommittees can provide a lot of insight as to exactly what the industry needs in the way of a qualified graduate. And you know, as head of the Marketing Communications Committee, I think we really got to push better reporting from the committees and have, you know, regular, at least quarterly reports saying this is what we're doing, this is where we're going, and then of course, like, that's going to be available to the other committees and the other members to dig into, and of course contact the heads of those committees and say, hey, I see that you're developing this, we want to learn about that so we can develop and dovetail our education initiative to work with what the general contractors are pulling for. So I think just getting those lines of communications and making it more robust so we can exchange information faster is critical for the organization.